but I still try.
Look at you go. All right. So the reason that we are defining these is because we didn't before. So of these three words, which one do you know the meaning of without me defining it?
Median. I think.
Altitude.
An angle by.
All right, Drake, what's an altitude?
I don't know. Height.
So then you don't know the definition of it?
It's like height, you know? Like from the surface or something, yeah. Height, you know?
Okay, saying height you know does not like answer. Like, no, you don't
You know
know.
how high something is?
Ish.
Because I know whenever like airplanes are falling, they're like, we're losing altitude.
Height of an object from sea level.
Height, you know? No.
The height from his face.
All right. What about? Do we know what the words angle bisector mean? What do?
It cuts an angle.
That's an angle of height.
Okay, so an angle bisector cuts an angle in half. All right, so I want us to draw a triangle, and then I want us to draw what an angle bisector would look like. All right, so this is going to be A, B, and C.
Do you always make sounds when you just don't hear you? Because you're on the microphone.
Do you have pretty much?
I like that too.
So what we're going to do is we're going to draw an angle bisector from side AB, and it's going to intersect side AC, and intersect angle B. So that would look like these. Now if it's an angle bisector, what markings do we need?
Congruent arcs. Sorry. It's an arc.
It is, and what do we call it in this room?
Rainbows.
Rainbows. There we go. Good. Both of you get a point.
You feel snazzy.
Yeah, I do. I don't mean to. All right, so we need one rainbow here, and then how many do we need on the other side?
Two. Or one right there. I thought you meant at the other end. My bad.
So one here and then one down here?
Yeah.
Why are they congruent?
Because they're cut in half. So like that.
Because it cuts in half. Good, take a point. All right, now what would a median be?
Median, like the middle.
The middle. It is the middle. So on a triangle, what do you think the median would be? Middle of what?
Angle.
Point.
See these right here? This is a median. So it goes from one angle to the opposite side, and what does it do to that opposite side?
Cuts in half.
Cuts the opposite side in half.
So the median of the triangle is
It would be a side bisector. But you can't say side bisector, so we call it a median. So how could we describe that? Y'all want to use side bisector? Okay. Median is a side bisector of a triangle. Can you draw me an example of that?
Yeah.
Draw me an example of that, please.
Just draw what you show us.
You can. Or you could come up with your own, right?
Whoa.
What if I made you? All right, what if I tell you that I want a median that bisects side DF? Where would you have to draw it from? What angle? Angle E. Good. And then what would we need to put on DF? How do we know that it cuts it in half? Tickies this time. I know. Okay, so now we've had Drake scream height, height, over and over about altitude. And then I think Cameron said the height of something, but how could we relate it to triangles?
Height from the base.
Something like that.
That's a good one.
Height from the base? Okay. it has to intersect at a certain type of angle. So let's look at the triangles that it gives us as an example. Okay.
Oh, you got really
Tell me. What?
I know.
I understand, baby. Tell me.
Oh, is it a 90-degree angle?
It does intersect at a 90-degree angle. Look at you go. Take a point for your team. So an altitude is the height of a triangle, and it must create a 90-degree angle. Now I'm a very specific. What are you helping your cousin for?
crap. Yeah.
Do you need a new pen?
What it has?
Okay. Now I have a very specific triangle that I want you to draw.
Very specific.
Very specific. Like these. We're gonna pretend like I can draw a triangle. Okay. Y'all make your triangle better than mine.
That is amazing.
Thank you. I do what I
Say
can.
spaghetti with me because I didn't make my.
What words are those?
Upsetty spaghetti.
All right, we're gonna call this GHI.
Have you never heard that?
Which
Yeah,
one of us?
sometimes.
Okay, now it's the height of the triangle. So we know that that's going to come down from G, and it must intersect, or it must create a 90-degree angle. So would we draw it inside, or would this one have to be outside?
Outside.
This one would have to be outside.
That's interesting.
It is. And when it's outside, you draw dashed lines, because it's not part of the triangle. Here.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So it goes from the top of the triangle to the base, and it has to create a 90-degree angle. Now, what we're going to talk about today with our proportional parts is we're going to talk about how similar triangles you can relate these and use them. Are we ready? Okay.
We'll find out.
Hey!
She's alive! Whoa.
That's a huge mood. I like this shirt. Thank you. I got it at Amway.
I'm ready. Ready to begin. The little microphone thing reminds me of the stuff that smokers use to talk.
All right, here we go. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to figure out which of our theorems we're going to use for each of our problems. The first three that we have says, if two triangles are similar, then the lengths of the altitudes are proportional to the lengths of the sides. So what are we going to have to create? Proportion. That's the whole point of this whole entire unit. So let's write create proportions. And who can tell me what a proportion is? We've talked about it for like 3 weeks now, so someone better be able to.
I know what it is, it's not a fraction.
It's a fraction. Okay, so is it one fraction or is it two?
Two fractions.
And what do we do with those?
Cross multiply.
What do we do before we cross multiply?
Find the scale factor.
Set them equal to each other. Take a point.
Oh,
Maybe you need the microphone so you can say it louder. Do you want me to give you the microphone? Do you want me to give you the microphone?
You should give them a
Are you sure?
Can I have the microphone?
You have a dry erase board. Just write on your dry erase board. Okay, so here. Alright, so if this was X, and this was Y, and this was 10, and this was 3. We're not solving this, we're just using this as an example. Okay. So what would X be proportional to? Okay, so we would do x divided by y equals, and if we start on our big triangle on this side of our proportion, what do we have to start with over here? The big one. So what's going to go on top of the fraction? 10 divided by, oh, and I'm so proud y'all said divided by, not over. Take a point, children.
Some said over. I was correct.
Okay. All right, so now, of these problems at the bottom, 1, 2, or 3, which one are we going to use the altitude theorem on? Which one has a right angle? 2. So, look for the right angle. For altitudes, look for the right angle. Do we need to make a note that says look for the right angle? Okay, let's make a note that says look for the right angle. Okay. Well, on number 2, how would we set up our proportion?
Wait, what day is it? Wednesday. It's Saturday.
16 divided by x, take a point, is equal to what? 20 divided by 15, take another point. Ainsley, how would we solve this one?
We cross multiply.
We do cross multiply, so you get 20x equals what? You're in math class. Get out your calculators and multiply.
240.
240. How did you get 240? Look at you go.
I think.
All right, and then what do we what do we do from here?
We divide.
And x equals? Look at us go. All right, our angle bisector theorem, which is our second one, says if two triangles are similar, then the lengths of the corresponding angle bisectors are proportional to the lengths of the sides. So that means that RT would be proportional to what segment in the top one? LP, take a point. So RT divided by LP. And we could set that equal to QR divided by what side? KL, good, take a point. Now, of 1 or 3, which one is an angle bisector? All we're doing is picking which of our problems between 1 and 3 is an angle bisector problem.
That one.
That one, it does not tell me which one.
RTLP.
Number 1.
No, baby. No, I'm asking, everybody stop. Which problem between 1 and 3
1.
is an angle bisector problem? And it's
I'm sorry, I forgot you can't see your board now.
it's 1. Now, why is it 1?
Because it actually bisects the
Because
angle.
it's bisecting.
Take a point. It bisects the angles and has the rainbows. Now, these have rainbows, correct? But does it bisect that angle?
No.
So we don't worry about that one yet. Now, what is x going to be proportional to? 8. Okay, so x divided by 8 equals what?
12 divided.
Why is it 15 divided by 12 and not 12 divided by 15? Yep. All right, cross multiply. Don't scream out the
I
answer.
want to see the answer.
It's working now.
Thank goodness.
Celebrate, how do you like your view?
Of the band room in the auditorium.
Back of it. We used to put a slow caravan in the van room.
Yeah.
Okay, what does x equal?
It's 10. Woo! Excitement.
All right.
I like that.
Don't you want us to be excited?
I do want you to be excited. I did not discourage your excitement. I was just taking a moment to breathe.
You're not allowed to breathe, I guess.
I guess not. All right, and the last one is going to deal with medians. So this says if two triangles are similar, then the lengths of corresponding medians, which is CD and YZ, are proportional to the lengths of the side. So that means that CD would be divided by YZ. Now, why are those considered medians?
They cut the sides in half.
Because it is cut the sides in half. Good, take a point. All right, so how would we set up? I want you guys to help me set up the proportion on here. Who thinks they can do the first fraction for us?
I got it.
All right, Justin.
Alright, so 13.
Okay,
Alright, divided by 9.
great.
You said the first fraction.
Yeah, that's all I have to do.
Alright, can I do the second?
Okay, take a point. Yeah, that's it. Let's do the second one.
Equal x divided by 3.
Why is it x divided by 3 and not 3 divided by x?
Because we started on 13.5 to 30.
Good, take a point. All right, solve it.
On the top part there, the medians, what extent do we have to tell us what we already get?
Say it to me again. Say your question to me again.
Like, okay, I know what you said, but anyways, like, you know how we put CD divided by YZ?
Yes.
Equal to what? Like,
Oh, any of the parts.
okay.
Like, so you could do, if you had CA, what would that have to be proportional to? YW. Yeah. So it just depends on what part of your triangle. Yeah, exactly. That's a good question. All right, what did we get for X?
4.5.
4.5.
Yay.
Yay.
I forget that you record in this class.
Yes. Okay, we're ready for our next theorem. And then we're going to practice and get our study guide, and then we're going to party hard. All right. Does anybody have a question on 1, 2, or 3?
I have a question.
Okay,
It's
triangle
related to math.
angle bisector theorem. It says an angle bisector in a triangle separates the opposite sides. Separates the opposite sides into two segments that are proportional to the lengths of the other two sides. What does that mean? All right, it says it separates the opposite side, right? Okay, so that means these sides here into segments that are proportional to the lengths of what? Okay, so how could we set up a proportion here?
KM divided by MM equals KJ divided by LJ.
Take 2 points.
Ooh, what's new? KJ divided by LJ.
What?
What are you talking about, bro?
I told you all this yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Okay, so now let's look at number 4.
What's your like?
Oh, that was making a pink. I didn't put the pen.
All right, so on number 4, what does it give you?
It gives you 6 and 18 and X.
So it gives you this side, and then it gives you this entire length, correct?
What we did last week.
It is, and it's going to be fine. You're going to be able to breathe. So what are we going to set X divided by? Is X proportional to the whole side, or is it proportional to this part? Okay, so what is the length of TS?
14.
18 minus X.
Look at you go. Take a point. Yes, and without Travis and without me, who can tell me where we got 18 minus X from? Kaylin?
Because the whole side is 18,
Mhm.
like X is that one part, so if you take that off, then people can.
Yes, very good. Take a point. Okay, now what are we going to set it equal to? Devin, tell me what we're going to set it equal to.
6 over 6 divided by 4.
Thank you. All right, cross multiply. You get a point, Devin.
You know, I had a panic attack. I saw the what you call it thing in the window, and I couldn't see the actual machine. I just saw what looked like smoke come out from the side of the window.
Oh.
You know what we're going to do? I'm going to give you an index card. And all of these random thoughts that you have that mean absolutely nothing, you're going to write them down.
Besides, Ray, if
You can make a book out of
You
it.
would not tell him. It's like things he says in class don't match what he's going on in his mind.
Okay, that's terrifying. Now let's cross multiply and solve for x. Yes, darling?
What if a board?
We can also,
No, like the board behind you.
I haven't finished it.
Oh. I thought it was I thought it was
That your teacher's been on vacation and didn't have time to get it done. Sorry for failing you. I'm sorry, Heather. Can you cross multiply?
Decoration.
What, darling?
Why they give those to me? Just for decoration. Like, they were like, let's make them decorate it. They're not gonna get like.
Extra for you. Cross multiply. Hey, what would you do with this 6 and the 18 minus x? Distribute. Take a point.
18 is 108.
And Blake, you get to tell me what x is.
I need the next card to say how my.
You didn't work out the problem. What did you think we were doing?
I got it.
Nope, he's doing it. I don't understand why this thing turns off halfway.
You have to charge it?
Well, I thought it was charging back here. I thought that was the point of it sitting on that thingamajig. But apparently I don't know how to make it work on the thingamajig. I hooked this up to the thing. Can you hear me? Yeah, now it's I don't understand. I don't know. Who else got 5.4?
Are you?
Fantastic. All right, take a point, guys.
Are you on the point?
All right. Number 5. Can somebody help me set up this proportion? Now, it's a triangle angle bisector, right? Which means that it cuts the side into proportional parts. So what are we going to set this up with?
X divided by 3.
What?
We don't know each other.
Okay, x divided by 13 is equal to what? 4 divided by 6. All right, cross multiply. I need to be able to find it.